Yo, I'm Bryon the Grizzly, 1/3 of the Spoiler Kings. Welcome to the Rewind.
5,
What happened to my thing?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Good morning. I don't know what the hell happened to my intro. Why that not work? But whatever. I'm Bryon the Grizzly with Eyes of a Biggaford Entertainment, and welcome to the Rewind. How's it going, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, doing good. So what happens is when you put the intro on and then you
Yeah.
try to switch scenes, it
It
stops
just
the intro.
overrides the damn. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah, they need
stupid.
to fix that. They need to fix
That's
that.
it's in the background. I should be able to do what I want.
Facts. I'm doing good though,
Exactly,
brother.
bro.
Good to be on the show again. We are back with another episode of Rewind, and it's great to be here on Saturday mornings, man.
Dude, I've been thinking about this all day. I got up early. I was ready to go. I was like, I can't wait to talk about all these things. We have so many things to talk about. I'm gonna get this out the way. We were gonna start with Batman too, so I'm gonna get this out the way first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the She-Hulk stuff. So we
All
got
right.
we all know what's going on with what happened with Jimmy Kimmel and Disney, kind of suspending Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel basically giving a middle finger to everyone else. And then now we see Tatiana Maslany basically say she's done. She's urging people to cancel their Disney Plus subscriptions, and it's a lot. It's a laundry list of people that are canceling both Hulu and Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are coming back. They're all supporting Jimmy Kimmel. We see what's going on in America. We see everyone, all this cancel culture coming out too. What are your thoughts on this entire process overall?
I think a lot of it is getting out of hand, and I do agree with you that cancel culture is getting out of hand, right? Because we've seen what happened with Jimmy Kimball. He wasn't the only one. That Corbett guy or something like that, he was canceled too as well, right? And it just seems to me like there's an attack on freedom of speech, and it's like you can't say what you're gonna say. Now I get it. I do 100% believe that with freedom of speech comes consequences to what you say. I agree with you. I 100%, but that should not stop you or stop people from able to saying what they want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't think what Kimball said was that bad, anyways.
No, it's funny because when you watch what he said, you're like, oh, that's it. This is what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's how fast it is, and it goes by that fast.
Mm-hmm. And now, is she right by telling people to cancel their Disney Plus? I don't think so. I think that's her opinion. If she wants to do it, she can do it. If people still want to, keep their Disney Plus and watch their shows, I think so 100%. But she's not wrong for being upset because this should scare everybody, right? This should scare, big YouTubers. This should scare corporations. Like if you're working for a TV company, this should scare you.
This should scare everyone. I feel like this seems to be like when a government's controlling your content. This sounds like, I know I'm taking the extent extra stuff, but like North Korea, which sounds like what Cuba was, and in saying what you can and cannot say. Mm-hmm. That's what America is based on, right? Mm-hmm. Freedom of speech is huge. That's our basis. So the fact that we're now having that problem, I am worried about where we're heading. I'm worried about why people are so gun-ho about stopping everyone else for saying what they want to say. I don't understand doing that. And even if you don't agree with someone, not having a chance to have that conversation, it's very dangerous.
Agreed, 100%. And that's where these conversations and these debates come into hand, right? Because you may debate someone that thinks differently than you, but you may at least give them something to think about. You know what I mean? Whether they agree with you or not at the end of the conversation, probably won't, because most people are stuck in their ways, but at least you give people something to think about. And I think that's what the big problem is now. If you get rid of this and start censoring everybody, then you're not going to have these debates anymore. Everybody's just going to be an echo chamber of this is great. You know, I don't like it.
It's going to be the same stuff that I mean. They can censor us. I mean, you know, I'm gonna tell you what I think. But what happens if all of a sudden, you know, we become beef and vendetta when someone says something on TV or online, and now they're blackbacking you, and they're no longer they're trying to censor everything that you're saying. I think that's a problem. I think that's worrisome, and I just don't like where we're heading.
Same here. And listen, we're on YouTube. YouTube can demonetize, take away our channels very easily. You know, we small, so we ain't. But if we ever got big, like if we were ever a huge channel and said something wrong, yeah, 100%, YouTube be like, okay, whoop, cut your channel, just like that.
It happens all the time.
Any warning. Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't want this to be a full topic, but I didn't want to get on here and start talking about stuff that happened in this week, and now at least speak on the stuff that happened. I mean, I'll start with Charlie Kirk stuff, and then now this Jimmy Kimmel talking about that, and now kind of moving on to freedom of speech and your amendments and your actual Bill of Rights and what it means to be American, period, or a person. That's what I always thought about. It's really about being a person. What you should have freedoms to do certain things, no matter what. You know, the government should not control certain things. Then also groups shouldn't control certain things. That's why you want difference, you know, for certain things. And I don't understand why we're heading where we're heading. And the fact that if you don't see that as dangerous, maybe you're part of the danger.
100%. And it's funny you say that because I say this all the time, right? I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, illegal drugs and all kinds of stuff like this. I'm like, listen, if you ain't hurting nobody, let people live their lives. You know what I mean? If you a druggie, but you ain't hurting nobody, then go right ahead and live your life. You know, at least let people live the life they want to live as long as they're doing it be like in the means of the law. And
I have no problem as long as you're going to go ahead and do whatever you're going to do to yourself. I don't care how you live your life as long as it doesn't affect me or my children or anything like that. That's part of what freedom is, and me disagreeing with you doesn't stop you from being able to exist.
Agreed.
That's all it's heading towards now, and it becomes, almost like feel like a monarchy and things like that. And I just don't want us heading down those roads. I don't think that's what we need to be going, and I think that's dangerous overall. And I don't want to think about.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I don't want to not say something, and then all of a sudden we get down that road, and now we're screwed.
Yeah, and I was thinking, just like think about it. All the media we consume, our movies, right? All of this stuff could be changed in an instant to where you can't put certain things in a movie because censorship. Like it's going down a path like Demolition Man, where it's only going to be Taco Bell.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you say something like walking down the street, just cursing, going to give you a ticket. Like it feels like it's going down that road, and I'm not feeling it at all.
I agree. I mean, I know, as I said, you can check out all the stuff that Tatiana Maslany said. You see, The Rock talking about this. You see a lot of other stars talking about this, about Disney Plus and Hulu. I don't know what you guys think about it, but we wanted to at least put it up for you to talk about. I see Fernando's here. He said, "Good morning, fellas." He says, "Cancel culture is a cancer." It is. It's a problem. So what Jimmy Kimmel said wasn't that bad. 100%.
Agree.
So I'm afraid South Park is next. Unfortunately, they're going after anyone who makes fun of someone. Like, is that what we want? You guys don't want to enjoy and be able to have censorship. I mean, to be able to have freedom to say things and talk about things. And this is what you're supposed to do, right? I feel like this should be inherent in who it is to be us. So,
and you know what's funny? I think we got the signs, and I think a lot of us just ignored it. But it started with comedy, right? Now, when you're as a comedian, you have to be very careful what you say, what kind of jokes you make, and I think that is absolutely 100% wrong. You should be able to make fun of everything. They're jokes. You don't take them too seriously. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, I think it started with comedy, and it's just going to
Mhm.
go into all the rest of our entertainment, movies, TV shows, videos, whatever you like to watch. I think if it gets out of hand, we're going to see a lot of censorship in a lot of things.
100%. Say, hey, Brian Biggaford, I already canceled my Disney Plus because of what they did to Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, I mean, people are going to be this way, and this,
Mhm.
and the reason, as I said, we talking about this. I know usually we step on pop culture. But this is part of it, right? This is
Yeah,
part of things that are happening. This is the news of today, and I didn't want to ignore it and not speak on it. So I didn't want to stay on this topic too long, but I did want to make sure that we address it and say we just
absolutely.
not down for censorship. So.
Absolutely, 100%. Even though a lot of the words that people say can be detrimental to other people, again, you still have the right to say what you want to say. You want to
Mhm.
deal with the consequences afterwards, that's fine, but you shouldn't be canceling people.
100%. All right. That was that topic. We're going to go on to the Batman 2. I wish I could be able to switch us in the background, but can't do that till he comes in.
Me too. Me too. Me too. It kind of sucks, you know. I was like, oh, yeah, we can switch in the background, but you can't do it. But yeah. So, guys, next topic is the Batman. I'll bring up the article real quick.
Yeah. I got it,
Um,
actually.
yes, sir. And once the article pops up there, we will get into it. Because if you guys haven't seen or haven't noticed that the Batman 2, Matt Reeves promises the Batman 2 will break new ground for Batman and Bruce Wayne. The Batman 2 will go where no Batman movie has gone before. At least that's according to the director. So before I get into the article, Brian, what are your thoughts on the Batman going to places we've never seen before?
I think it's nuts. I think I talked about this a little bit before, but for me, the Batman. So depends on what we're saying. Are we talking about Batman live action? Which then there's a area that I mean we went through on our last Spoiler Kings how many villains you actually have in Batman.
Mm-hmm.
We probably named 70. So
Wow.
like from the comic books and from the animated series, there's probably 70 villains. If we're saying that this is a new villain that hasn't been in comic books, hasn't been on an animated series, and you're making it up, that's stupid. You
Mm-hmm.
have 70 people to deal with that you can play with. I have a problem if you're trying to rewrite Batman for who he is. That's I have a problem. If we're talking about just in live action, I'm okay because there's 70 villains you can talk about.
Absolutely. Says the Batman Part 2 director Matt Reeves teased in a new interview that the upcoming superhero sequel will break new ground for Batman and Bruce Wayne. Reeves takes on the classic Batman mythos, wowed fans back in 2022 as the Batman. He wowed some fans. He did
I
not
said,
wow
wow, he
me.
wild fans, huh? Look at you,
He,
Anto. He
no,
wild
not,
fans.
no, he
Hey,
did
Tank,
not.
clip that.
No, he did not. He put me to sleep. That's what he did. As the Batman leaned into the character more morose classical tales, producing a never before seen version of the Dark Knight that played out much like a David Fincher inspired serial killer story as it did a DC comic.
Mhm.
According to Reeves, the trend of taking the character into places not yet explored on the big screen will seemingly continue with the Batman 2027 sequel. Reeves discussed the upcoming film with reporters on the red carpet of the 77th annual Primetime Emmy Awards. In a conversation with the Hollywood Reporter, the Batman Part 2 director pulled the curtain back on the long awaited DC sequel, positioning that the new film will do things for the character that have never been done before in this way. He's Batman. So if he doesn't like it, not good. So it was super exciting so sorry. So I was super excited because I thought that he really would like it because the things that it does for his characters, for the Batman, for Bruce Wayne has never been done before in this way, and I had a feeling he would respond in this way. The fact that he did was incredibly encouraging. Now, That
Okay.
statement is very vague,
Yeah. Hmm.
but
So
I don't
it's
know. It doesn't.
even little things that you say. So on the big screen, but once again, so does that include animated movies? So are you saying that we already done Mask of Phantasm, so we don't need Phantasm? You know, we've done a lot of characters. There's a lot. I have billions of steel books and Blu-rays right over here and DVDs of Batman stories. So is he trying to rewrite stuff, or is he just going with Hush? Because we haven't had him on the big screen.
Well, that's the problem, right? Because it's like you said, you keep talking about the villains, and if you're talking about bringing in villains that we never seen before, fine, 100%. But when he's saying taking Batman to levels and Bruce Wayne to levels that we never seen before, what does that mean? What are you going to do to Batman and Bruce Wayne that we haven't seen in comic books or in movies before?
There should be nothing. There should be nothing. We have 70 years. There's over 1,500 comic books with Batman, along with animated series. There's more animated series episodes. Like we put it all together. There's 2,000 stories that
Mhm.
Batman's told, and you're trying to
Mhm.
redo it. I don't think I like that, man. And that might just be me.
No, it's me too. And even though you guys know I don't like the Batman, to me, this feels like, and I won't say sabotage like they did with Joker 2, but it seems like it's a Joker 2
Oh,
type of thing. You know what I mean? Hey, let's do something we never done before. And look how that turned out. So if you're going to do something like that with the Batman, you better make sure you know exactly what you're doing. And if James Gunn okayed it, I think it's because James Gunn knows his Batman is coming out. And it's like, well, if this one doesn't do so well, we still got my Batman coming out. So I don't know, bro. Not feeling it.
I'm I'm wondering. I mean, it's supposed to be released October 1st, 2027. I'm wondering if James Gunn doesn't actually care.
I
He's saying
agree.
this is Elseworld, and if it actually doesn't do well, it actually helps me out more than anything.
Hmm.
Um, Go ahead. This is not really coming from DC Studios. This is probably more Warner Brothers. Um, and this might be the last story we get from it. I mean, we're gonna get we know we're gonna get certain things going on. I mean, and we see how well. I know you don't like it, but the Penguin actually did. Um, it did great. People love it. As we see, Christine Mialotti, whatever, got her Emmy in a nomination. So I thought that was great to see too. And I don't know what this means for this. How will the Batman 2 break new ground? The character, as long as it's never been done on the big screen, I'm okay. If it's never been done for Batman, I'm worried.
I got you. I hear what you're saying. 100%. 100%. Um, so let's continue because there's a little bit more here. It says after 90 years of Batman's story, 40 of which have seen the character regularly on the big screen, breaking new ground for the hero has become increasingly more complex. In the
Mhm.
comics, writer Matt Fraction
Fraction.
is going through that right now. He as he launches his new Batman line, making only the fourth renumbering of Batman's ongoing comic book series. Matt Reeves shared his unique Batman take in 2022, The Batman, by taking the character darker than ever, I guess, but still maintaining a distinctly comic booky feel. No, he did not. There was nothing comic book about that. No, don't lie. We're not gonna lie. No, what we're not gonna do is lie on this stream and in this article and say that this was comic booky. It was not. Okay.
People
Zack
still liked
Snyder
it, so it is what it
Batman
is.
was comicky. This was not comicky. Yeah, I know people liked it. I didn't, and I'm going to make that clear every day for the rest of my life. You guys will understand how much I despise this Batman movie. 3 times this movie put me to sleep, and I paid twice. All right, so we're not doing that. It is
To be
unclear what.
fair, you also don't like The Dark Knight, and you think that's a terrible movie, and it's by
Yeah,
all
100%.
accounts the best comic book movie ever. So just it's what it is.
I wouldn't say the best
But you
comic
have
ever.
the freedom to say it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And I want to say it every day. You guys are going to know that. Dark Knight, Nolan and Matt Reeves are ruining the superhero genre. Yes, I said it. 100%. Keep these people away from superhero movies whatsoever. But it says here, it is unclear what exactly he is teasing when he mentions things that have never been done before with Bruce Wayne and Batman. It could mean a couple of things. Some may take Reeves' comments as the first hints that Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight may be headed for the DCU, something fans have been speculating about for months, but that seems unlikely.
Ooh,
It's more
and
like
you go like this. I know that's what you want
thank
to
God,
say.
yeah, 100%. No, you know what? If they did bring him into the DCU, I know it's gonna be comic booky, so it's gonna be a different Batman. So I'll be cool with it. I'm fine with it. Just don't give me this real life Batman crap. This freaking the Fast and Furious in a Batman suit, because that's exactly what that movie was. It is more likely that Reeves is teasing an internal conflict that Batman has never faced on the big screen. In The Batman, it was revealed that this universe version of Bruce Wayne were not the all trusted billionaire they are often depicted as. Bruce's reality was shattered as it was revealed that his parents were killed thanks to a feud with the criminal kingpin Carmine Falcone over his father trying to cover up a story of mental instability on his mother's Martha's side of the family tree. While Bruce put on the brave face to close the Batman, this could come back in the sequel, perhaps shedding even more light on his parents' past. Long have there been rumors that the Batman 2 will adapt it the beloved Court of Owls comic book storyline.
Yep. And
Interesting.
that's where I was going with. I think that the Court of Owls have not been done on the big screen, but they've been done in TV series and has been done in the comic books. And that's why my point is we have these comic books, right? I mean, this is the new run, the Absolute Batman run. We have certain storylines where they've changed the character multiple times. So as long as he's not trying to reinvent the wheel, I'm cool with it. Don't tell me I made a new wheel to make it a triangle. Now I'm gonna have a problem. If he goes with this and he's going to use the storylines and understand what Batman Bruce Wayne is, then I'm fine. I don't know if I thought the Batman really was that. It was a new take on the Batman. And if that's what he's trying to do, is a new take on it, I'll listen and I'll watch. But I want to see it. I want to see what actually happens.
So what if he does something like makes Bruce Wayne not want to be Batman, and he kind of doing I don't want to do this anymore and I'm going to put the cowl up, and something brings him back to it? Like, what if they do something like that?
I mean, then he's following the Spider-Man storylines.
Yeah.
So you still will be something that we've seen on the silver screen, like on the big screen. These are still storylines that we've seen from every comic book hero. So I don't know if that would be any different. So I don't know.
Has Batman ever done that though? Like, has Batman ever had
He's
that?
gotten hurt. He's gotten hurt, and he's become a villain, and has kind of gone out of society a little bit.
Okay. But has he ever said he never wants to be Batman? Like, I'm not doing this no more. I don't want to be Batman. I'm putting the cowl up. And has he ever done that?
Not in that way, but he has, stopped being Batman. So I mean, you can see what ends up being happening from it. So I mean, I feel like he can. I said 70s. There's 90 years of Batman content. So like, I think as long as he understands it stays in that realm, then we'll be okay.
I think it'll be interesting to figure out what they plan to do with the Batman, because we already know, or at least I think they're still doing Clayface as the villain in this show, and
Clayface is going to have his own show.
Yeah, he's going to have his own show, right? But that's in the DC part, right? So if that's the case,
I think it's in this Elseworld.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. So
that's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, James Gunn is kind of we're looking with Brainiac and all those. So yeah. So if we get this real world Clayface,
I
I'm
don't know
good.
how this is gonna work. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's gonna work. But you didn't like the Penguin. I did like the Penguin. I thought that was really good. That's where my concern is, that the Penguin did so well. Was such a high quality show. Won Emmy awards. And you're not. So Matt Reeves said he already finished the script and he's not going to add anything to it. He's not going to go back to add Kristen Miliani, even though Carmine Falcone is a main in the Batman, right? She's a mainstay there. They've created her and they're not going to use her, even though they got this Emmy. They get this head of steam from these other characters, and I think that's a misstep. I think that they're not marketing correctly. They're not thinking correctly. And I always worry about creator that's too enthralled in their own vision to think about what could be. How's the character best developed? And those are the things I worry about. But we have to see. We'll have to see. I think he's earned his chance to do the storyline. And if it's bad, I'm gonna tell you.
100%. And again, I think what you said real quick about James Gunn really not focusing on Matt Reeves. Yeah, I read the script because I know he said he read the script, said it's fantastic and stuff like that. We need to get it done. But I think they're just doing it because the Batman was a success. And we already knew they were going to give us another Batman movie. So it's like, let's get it out there. But if it doesn't work out, you still have my universe. You know what I mean? So we'll see where that goes. Guys, let us know what you think. Are you excited for the Batman 2? Are you worried about what direction he is going to take Batman? Because I am. Let's get to the comments.
I understand. All right. I was looking through some of these. You guys are good or great. Collector says, did you guys see people are already protesting Disney in California? I think it's going to be Disney all over the place. This is going to have problems.
100%.
If any of my big shows ever get pulled or canceled just because of stupid head, I'm leaving America and going to Canada.
You're welcome.
10 years ago, me and my wife said the same thing too. But then I saw the cost of living in Canada. I was like, man, it's worse than Chicago, bro.
It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. But you're definitely welcome to come over here. But you see, here's where you Americans have the advantage, right? You'll just convert your money over to Canadian
and make more money.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So.
My man. Albertorian Alliance, what's up? How's it going? Hope everything's going well. Going great. Glad you came in from our friends from Australia.
100%.
Fernando says, I hope the villain Matt Reeves is hinting is the Court of Owls. Yes, I agree. But it also could be Hush. It could be both.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm worried about Saturday Night Live because they're always poking fun at stupid head. Yeah, he's going to censor everything, but no one's watching Saturday Night Live, and that's what he's going to say. Not enough people are watching it.
Facts.
Authorian says, I think we need to believe in Matt Reeves. He's a better storyteller than James Gunn. He had the foresight to make get rid of the main villain. He's probably just going to go through the thinking process. The problem I have right now also with Matt Reeves is it took forever to make a script. And then he says, oh, my script was already written before I knew how good Penguin was. Well, Penguin came out in 2024. And we all know Matt Reeves didn't have a script in March of this year. How?
Yeah.
We're stupid.
Exactly.
Like you're saying things that don't make sense. And I don't like that. If you're going to say something, at least be honest with it.
And to be honest with you, I do think Matt Reeves is a pretty good storyteller. I do, 100%. The stories are compelling and stuff like that. It's just not for a superhero movie, bro. Like, no, we're not doing that.
I think he has a really good storytelling, and I enjoy what he does. He just doesn't know when to stop. I feel like Matt Reeves is in love with Matt Reeves.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyone people love the Batman. I like the Batman. It's okay, but everyone says it was 3 endings. Like one time it stopped, and you're like, "Oh, it's over." It's not over. There was another time it stopped. It's not over. You just kept on going. Maybe because you like talking too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Brian, did you see the House of Dragons and the new game on Game of Thrones show we have in months? That both things are coming out next year. 2027 is going to be fire, Collector. It's going to be fire. Let's hope Netflix doesn't get Warner Brothers because they're making a bid for it. We just talked about this, man. I can see it happening.
So can I. So can I. Which you know, and I don't want to give them any clout, but the Snyder Bros are going to lose their
Oh
minds
man,
if
the Netflix
Netflix
deal that
gets
Snyder
this.
has.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they're gonna lose their mind.
James Gunn better hurry up and release a Batman movie before Netflix buys the Warner Brothers.
Facts. Facts.
All that joker they're talking about, Batman's going to have Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be in reality.
Facts.
Fernando says real world Batman limits how many villains can be used. 100% it does.
Facts. Facts.
No longer
That's the
fantastical.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
That is a problem, right? It does limit how much villains you can use, and then you're gonna get villains like they're gonna do with Clayface and just make him a regular psychopathic human named Clayface or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's gonna have a deformity, but he's not going to be the Clayface that we all know from the comic books and the cartoons. So yeah, I'm good.
I agree with that. Said no, Sophia Falcone is a mistake. It is. It's not smart. It's cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Absolutely.
So put this way more excited for Batman 2 than the new Supergirl movie. The Euro introduction with her did not impress me. Yeah, that the whole being drunk and the whole red sun and being, I wasn't so impressed. I'm not sure how the storyline is going to go, but I could be wrong. It could be really good, but I don't believe it's going to make more than Superman. I don't even think we're going to see a big DC movie ever in the box office. I don't know if we're going to ever see a box office movie from DC make $1 billion again, the way they're doing things.
Agreed. And if it does, it'll be something like a Justice League movie where the trailer comes out and it just blows everybody's mind, right? And then you go see it and it has to be just as good, because even if you get a good trailer and they go see it and it's just mediocre, it's not going to make $1 billion. It has to be Infinity War Endgame level type of Justice League movie for it to make $1 billion.
And you got to make it in 30 days.
Yeah.
Because they're going to rush it to DVD and Blu-ray.
Facts.
I mean, look at this, guys. I already got my Superman movie.
That's crazy.
I already have it. I mean,
that's crazy.
Came out in July.
That again, and we discussed it on one of our shows, is a big problem. This letting these movies come out even 45 days after a theatrical release, it's crazy. It's not cool,
I agree. I think 2 different Batman is a mistake. Yes, it is. You can't do it. I've said this multiple times now, right? That if you do 2 Batman stories at the same time, you're splitting your own audience up. Mm-hmm. So you have an audience of Warner Brothers, right? And then that same audience you have, you're splitting it up. Like, why would you do that?
And the worst part about it is you have normies who are going to be confused, right? Regular people like us that know what we're doing, watch these movies on a regular, fine, that's great. But normies that, Batman movie, hey, I just like to go see Batman movies or whatever, and they don't really follow stuff, they're gonna see 2 Batmans and wonder what the hell's going on. Hey, 100%. This isn't the Batman movie that I
isn't Robert Pattinson Batman?
Yeah, exactly. Who's this guy? Yeah, it is a mistake.
So has it been any shows or movies that you two are surprised with that you've enjoyed? The Long Walk. The Long Walk, really surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like it at all.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it yet.
I'm shocked.
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, there are a couple of things that I was surprised with. I know season 2 started, but the original Twisted Metal, when it first started, I thought that was gonna be like really garbage, So yeah, there's a lot of things off the top of my head. I can't think of anything right now, but yeah.
Halo 2. Halo season 2.
Oh yeah, Halo 2. Yeah. 100%.
I thought I was gonna be like, man, this is terrible. I was shocked about Severance, because Severance, the first 4 episodes were terrible. And then now I'm like, this is I can't wait. I'm like, come on, more Severance.
Agreed. From never thought I would like. What
100% we're From.
Who wants to watch a show named From? When you watch the show, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. So there's a lot. Yeah.
Like I tell time by when From comes out.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
We'll not call it the 2027 when From comes
Yeah,
out. It
yeah,
might be
for
Collector says the only thing I'm worried about Netflix is getting a hold of Warner Brothers, or we can forget about physical media releases. We can forget about the actual releases.
I'll tell you
Wow.
this collector movie, man, because I know you like to collect your movies and stuff. It's in your name, but it's just going to be a matter of time where they're only going to come out 4 collections.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're only going to get the steel box ones and like, hey guys,
And
we
then
got
it's
this
going to be like
collector
games
edition.
where there's nothing in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, agreed.
You know, that's going to be sucky. How
Yeah.
many seasons of Severance do you think the show will have? 4.
Yeah,
I think it'll be 4.
yeah,
You'll be
me
done.
too. Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. That is our talk on the Batman 2 with Matt Reeves, not including all the people from Penguin, not doing a new storyline. I don't know what he's actually thinking about, but tell us what you think. If you're watching this video later, comment, let us know. We'll respond to you guys, but we're going to the next topic. Unfortunately, I had to wait for all that to go out before I could do anything. So we're gonna go to the Daredevil season 3. I'm actually so why don't you do it while I put this together? So
All right, guys. Well, definitely the fate of Daredevil Born Again has officially been revealed. So for those of you that don't know, we haven't even gotten season 2 yet, and they have already confirmed a season 3. Now, I don't know what you guys in the chat actually thought about Daredevil Born Again, but to be honest with you, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good.
Everyone here knows. Everyone is here. If you're watching us, you guys know that Daredevil was just a preview for season 2. The entire season of Daredevil was just a preview for season 2 because nothing really happened. We didn't get Matt Murdock in the suit to episode 6. So like, you can like the storytelling, you like the dark and grittiness of it, but I think everyone was underwhelmed. I don't think it. Guys, let me know if in the comments if you actually weren't underwhelmed. I think everyone I've talked to has been a little underwhelmed of what it could have been.
I agree with you 100%. And I think they made a huge mistake because we heard the initial reports is that it was supposed to be an 18 season episode season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people, including me, kind of got excited for that because I'm like, okay, we're finally getting long seasons again. Not these 10 episodes, not these 6 episodes, not these 8 episodes. We're getting 18 episodes. Yes, this is how they should. This is streaming services. This is how we should be getting our shows. They should be 18.
Yep,
right? They should be 12. Not
12
6.
should be the minimum. 12 should be the minimum.
Yes.
And then
Agreed.
18 should be the regular.
Agreed. 12 should be the minimum. But we got Marvel Zombies coming out, which I'm excited for, and they're giving us 4 freaking episodes. That's it. Like, really? And then because I just seen it last night too. They're already talking about confirming a season 2. Well, damn, you only gave us 4 episodes. So
might as well be in season 2 because it's going to be real fast. It's basically a mini movie that's been chopped into little 4 pieces. That's all it is.
100%, and they're dropping it all at one time. So that's another thing too. Weird. You're giving us 4 episodes. You're dropping them all at one time, and it's like, hey guys, just make it a movie then.
Yep,
that's what they should have did. It made no sense to make an episode. You're gonna do something 4 like that, but it just makes no sense. But what we have here is again, with Daredevil Born Again season 2 set to release next year, it seems Marvel Studios has already decided on the show's future, which I was hoping it would say canceled, but unfortunately it didn't. It said, while rumors pointed towards the superhero series getting a 3rd season, the head of Marvel Television has confirmed that fans will be watching Charlie Cox as the MCU hero for years to come.
Stop. This is all we need from this article. This is all we need because I want to talk about something directly to you.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know why they're doing this, right?
Why are they doing it?
Because Mike Coulter, Luke Cage is coming back.
Oh, no.
That's where the Defenders is happening. And season 3 will be 100% All the defenders would be there, and we already know Jessica Jones is in season 2. Yeah, I believe Mike Coulter is going to be in the last episode of season 2. They watched it. They said this is about to be great, and they're bringing back Mike Coulter. That's what we got. Mike Coulter back. There we go. That's what's happening. How does that make you feel?
Unfortunately, since this is on the Spoiler Kings channel and not mine, I can't phantom
You can't
Bryon right
zone
now.
me. Yes,
I wish I could, but yeah, again, you're giving us 3 seasons just so that you can highlight that Mike Coulter is coming back. Kill me now. Just wrap the noose around my neck and string me up. Cause I was like, what are we doing here?
Sweet
Recast
Christmas.
this
Come
guy.
on.
We already know, and I know this because we talked about it backstage, that in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes or so, there's going to be a comment where it's recast coming up. Guys, I'm just giving you a heads up. Recast is coming up.
I mean, if you see me here, you know somewhere in this next hour there's going to be something talking about recast. That's just what it is. You know, because now Marvel's finally coming to their senses and realizing that's what needs to be happening. But Daredevil season, I'm hoping season 2 is actually really good.
Yeah, me too.
All lines are pointing to season 2 being unbelievable, and I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. I mean, if you look at Collector says he thought Daredevil Born Again was okay because Andor is better, whatever. Daredevil Born Again, but he loves Andor, so I allow it. It's okay. Oberthorian says it was good, but that's what when you compare it to Disney Plus shows, if you compare it to the original Daredevil show Netflix, it doesn't even come close, and that's the problem. You know, they went dark. They did storylines, but you can't tell someone, as you just eloquently said, we're going to have 18 episodes and then give us half the season and still have the season be set up like it's only half. Like we only got half. So next season is going to be great. I think that's why they already green lighting season 3 because all the fans are telling them this is what they want. But you're going to get a lot more Mike Coulter. You're going to get a lot more Jessica Jones. You're going to get a lot more, even Danny Rand. You're going to have it because they're going to be part of it. They're building the Defenders for a reason. And the reason why they're greenlighting season 3 also, I read into this part of this stuff, is that I think we're going to get Charlie Cox in Secret Wars.
Oh, yeah. I believe so. 100%. He's already going to be in Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Brand New Day Spider-Man. So he's going to be in that already. So I think they're already doing things to have him actually into the real MCU, the movies and stuff like that. I could definitely see them bringing in Daredevil.
But they have to. So I'm going to read this part right here before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is exciting news for fans of the Man Without Fear, whose series was ceremoniously canceled on Netflix 7 years ago. With the second season expected to premiere early 26, the third will end up being in 2027. Why does it have to be in 2027? Because Secret Wars comes out in December of 2027. It spells it out right in front of you guys. You're going to have probably Jessica Jones. You probably will have Luke Cage. You might even have Danny Rand. You won't have all of them. Mike Colt. I mean, you don't have all of them. Daredevil. You're gonna have them all in Secret Wars. That's why they're pushing this thing. That's why this is being released, and that's why they're telling us season 3. It's not because of all this other stuff. It's because they need to make sure this is all done. They're going to wrap up all of these storylines, I think.
I agree 100%. And at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think that the Daredevil Born Again was even close to as good as the original. And I did say if you're going to bring back everybody, that's fine. I just wish they would recast Mike Coulter because he's garbage.
So you hate Mike Coulter more than Danny Rand. Danny Rand was awful, bro.
Yeah, Danny Rand's horrible too. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Danny Rand either. I think he was absolutely horrible. But at the end of the day, Mike Coulter sucks. He absolutely sucks. I don't think he's a good actor. I could see so many other people absolutely doing a better job than he did in that movie. Mac from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would be better.
He said,
Yes. Yes.
once again, we talked about when you have freedom of speech to say what you want, you have to deal with backlash. So the bad part about this, that means Anzo gets to say that Mike Coulter is horrible. That's the bad part about it.
He is horrible.
Let's see what we got from you guys. What is that? Season 1 was just a prequel to season 2 that was the main event. Exactly. That's exactly what we got. That's exactly what's happening. Looking forward to the next season. That's the only good one we're gonna have. It's the only good one we're gonna have. The original Daredevil show is the best from Netflix. Season 1, season 2 from the original from Netflix was great. Was great from Daredevil, and that's what we need to get to. Say who? Well, who did you say again, Anzo? When you talk about Mike Coulter, I mean, we went for Power Man or Luke Cage.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mac from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes. Yes, we're not doing this Mike Coulter.
the hate. And there we go. Tank. Once again, Mike Coulter is Luke Cage, and Mac from S.H.I.E.L.D. ain't it. He is. Yes, he is. Go back and watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I remember when I first seen it and Mac started like getting good in that show. I was like, yeah, there's your Power Man. That's who it should be. Because he can act. Mike Coulter, Sweet Christmas. Can't act. Sweet, this is what he actually says though, in the comic.
Yeah, I know, but the way he says it in the show is like
he says it. Okay.
Nah, bro.
Oh man, Daredevil works in almost any Marvel story. 100% he does. 100% he does. He's part of the Avengers. He's in Spider-Man. You know, we've seen him with Captain America. We've seen him with all these characters. So Daredevil could play in anything. I agree.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Tank. He says, oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Tank says, Iron Fist actor was okay, but the writing was horrible. When he should we showed up in Luke Cage, Iron Fist was awesome. He was. I agree.
And I think
because he was next to Mike Coulter, that's why. Now go ahead and say what
you see. Now I don't even want to say what I was gonna say anymore. I'm not even saying it. I'm not gonna do it. Because I was just about to give him some praise, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing it no more. You know what? We can move on.
Let's go, Mike Coulter. Let's go. The Punisher is going to be excellent. Spider-Man 3. Yes, I agree. He's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
See. Have you seen the Joker and for Absolute Batman? He is savage. So I actually have a couple things from the Absolute Batman. What I really want to show you, it'd be the Penguin, if I can find it really quick. This is just the Penguin right here.
Nice.
Whole body's torn up on him. It's fire. So you brought up a comic book, so of course I had that comic book. Had to have it. Go grab it real quick.
And don't worry, guys. We are going to have a comic book segment on in this show as well. So make sure to stay tuned for that as well.
Because we talking about Batman. I need to talk about Deadpool and Batman. So it's going to happen. He is in the Evil show as well. He was fire in Evil. Everything about Evil was amazing, dude. And it's funny because if Anzo watched it, he would like it. And it's so because he won't give it a chance, but if he watched it, he won't give it a chance because if he watches it, he might like Mike Coulter, and he can't have that. He can't have that.
So here's the thing. He's also in that movie with Tyrese and the black cop. What I can't remember the name of the movie, and he's the bad guy in that, and he is absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible.
In Evil, he is so good. And there's gonna be parts of the Evil show that you and Tony, if Tony was there, he'll tell you, fire. Good
you know
Lord,
what?
fire.
I'm just gonna say, I think I'm gonna show my colorism, and he's too black. That's it. He's too dark, right? Right? He's too black. He's black and bald. He looks like he's purple. Doesn't work for me. Sorry.
That is not the opinion of the Rewind. Only Anzo himself. Bryon said it. I set him up, and he knocked it out. Exactly.
Yeah, I thought
That's
you
why
were
he's
my
my
boy
partner,
Tank.
man. Bane is a problem in Absolute Batman. He is. And this Absolute Batman is fire. If they did something like that in Elseworld, I would love it. It doesn't have to be the main Batman, but do that in Elseworld. And if Netflix got Warner Brothers and did that as an Elseworld story, I would be okay with it.
Yeah, you see, me personally, and I know you guys like you love. I haven't read any comics in a long time, so anything you talk about when it comes to comics, I just have to listen to you guys. But yeah, I think I should start reading comics again. To be honest with you,
there's a few. There's some that you should. There's others where I'll tell you to stay away from.
Yeah, I got you. Like the T'Challa one.
Oh hell no! I don't even want to talk about how bad that is. I don't know what the hell man. You don't get me started. The Strangest was amazing and evil. Like for me, that's my favorite role of his. The show is awesome. It's sad that it's only lasted 4 seasons. I think it should have lasted even 7. I can see it too. I think it could have lasted a lot longer. Didn't even get canceled. It got canceled.
Yeah, I wonder why. Because Mike Coulter is trash. That's why. Can't lead a show. Gotta cancel it.
Oh my god, guys. Well, we can talk about this all day. So I don't think Alan Richards is the right choice for Batman, but if he was cast as Absolute Batman, is brilliant casting because it fits the role 100%. I think that's exactly where they should be going, and not, being the main Batman. That's not a good idea. But that I want to know what you guys think. This is what we're going for. I look at Daredevil season 3. I think it's smart. I think they're doing it because of Secret Wars, and Marvel's going put it all in one basket. So Secret Wars sucks. Marvel's going to be in trouble. So, but let us know what you guys think. Like and subscribe if you're watching this later. But we're going to move on to our next topic, which is going to be me and comic books.
Let's do it.
But wait. All right, I'm kicking him out for a second. All right, guys. It's me and you. Don't worry about Nzo. Okay? We need to talk about these things. I don't know if you guys know, but Deadpool and Batman came out this past Wednesday, and we have so many awesome variants of it. So, of course, I got a couple of them. So, we get Captain America and Wonder Woman, Daredevil and Green Arrow. This might be one of my favorite ones. Look at the Joker. We got Deadpool. We got Batman. And this is the one I actually read. So this is the Marvel run of the comic book. Okay. So DC is going to have their own run. I think it comes out in November, but this is the Marvel one. So they're starting it off. So I just want to share a couple things. First, it's funny because it starts off with Bruce Wayne being very broody. And being thinking about things and talking about it to himself. And the first thing you see when you see Daredevil is him busting through the window, coming in talking about, I need to come kill this Batman. I've been hired to kill Batman. So not knowing what was going on. He says all the comments we ever think about. We talk about Alfred. He's yeah, that guy looks like you probably make him call you Master Wayne. He's doing a lot of funny jokes, things that we've always thought about about Bruce Wayne himself. The storyline goes pretty well. I mean, I enjoy it all. Batman beats the crap out of Deadpool because he's Batman. And then everything that really sets up when you finally see Batman and the Joker. So these are highlights of this comic book. But I've been reading through it and I am really enjoying it. I highly suggest you guys look at Deadpool and Batman. Right now, if you didn't get it already on Wednesday, you might be lucky to find it at any comic book store. I don't know if you could, honestly. I've seen variants of this already on sale for $30. So if you want to get a chance to actually read this, you might have to check online. You might have to order this. Go out to your comic book store. Do pre-orders. Pre-orders is how the comic books genre stays alive. If you don't pre-order it, there's a list of comic books, like who has the most pre-orders. If you don't pre-order early enough, these comic books go away. And as we just talked about, physical media is going away. Comic books are going away. Books in themselves are going away. And I think we really need to give a chance, read, have stuff that actually holds. Because if people are taking away your freedom of speech, how long before they start erasing things? This is part of it. You need to be able to go in, understand these storylines, enjoy this fantasy, enjoy comic books. This has been a genre that's been around, as we talk about Batman, for 90 years. We talk about Superman we're talking about 100 years. Let's keep it alive. Go to your neighborhood comic book store, pick up a couple one. Go for Absolute Batman, where Al Richardson's going to be amazing. Go do Absolute Superman. Very cool. Very good one. I don't care if you want to do an indie and do the Captain Planet run. Dude, check these things out. They're so amazing. If you love Gargoyles, look, there's Gargoyles. If you love The Expanse like I do, there's a new Expanse one. Check out these storylines. I think they're awesome. I'm going to bring Nzo in and see if he has any sly comments to say about my comic books. But yeah, I mean, I think these things are amazing. This is what you need to have, and you don't want to lose this. So.
And I want to plug something real quick, right? Bryon said, if you like comic books, that's right, get your comic books. We also have a YouTuber that we stream with on a regular basis, Rogue Comics. You can order from him, you know what I mean? Because like Bryon said, comic books is a dying breed. And I think it's a media that we still need to have. And I think it's something that a lot of people still really love reading comic books and stuff like that. So we got to make sure that we don't lose all our physical media, right? Because it's just going to be a matter of time where they give you that Marvel Unlimited app and, hey, read all your comic books here, And with that way, you don't own anything. That's a problem. You don't
just
own
like Tank said, they started erasing stuff last week already.
Yep.
You don't think about how many libraries do you need? Growing up, there were libraries everywhere. Every city had a library.
Facts.
When's the last time you seen a kid go to a library?
Facts.
There are movies everywhere. Everyone owned physical media. Everyone owned books. When's the last time you seen a book?
Facts.
So I'm just saying that it's a dying breed, and it's something we need to keep an eye on, and we need to continue to support. Because if you don't do it, they're going to tell you the way to think.
Agreed.
Okay. I want to see what you guys saying about this. He said, did you guys see Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire, my Aunt May is 98 years old. She was old back then.
Yeah, I know.
That's also that she was at 98 years old. Make it to 98. That's a blessing in itself. What's your favorite comic book to do with a character? So I enjoy T'Challa. Black Panther is T'Challa, and that's why I always say it, because I should read the comic books and understand that's who he is. Like Bruce Wayne is Batman. That's what that is. That's my favorite comic book character. It's the one I care the most about. But my favorite series go the Black Panther, Uncanny X-Men, Amazing Spider-Man, Icon, and Static. Those are my favorite 5.
Wow. See, so me, I just have one. It's always been the Incredible Hulk. He's always been my favorite comic book character. I hate what Marvel has done with him, but I think some of his comic books that at least I grew up reading were absolutely fabulous, fire, great comic books. My favorite run with the Incredible Hulk was when he went rage. They separated Bruce Banner from the Hulk, and Hulk. We got Savage Hulk, and he wiped out everybody. Those are my favorite Hulk comic books. But when it comes to other comic book storylines, I love Age of Apocalypse. I love that comic book storyline, how it starts, how it finishes. I love everything about it. I know a lot of people didn't like the onslaught.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Age of Apocalypse. Yeah, I think it's great. I love what they did with Wolverine, and Cyclops was with Apocalypse, and all of that stuff was great. I loved the Onslaught comic book run I thought that was really good. I know a lot of people didn't like that one too as well, but I think it was great. I
Because
loved
the greatest villain, Magneto's the best villain of X-Men, even though he's not really a villain. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
But that's probably why, because they didn't want Xavier and Magneto combining. I say it's an unpopular opinion that Xavier is actually the biggest villain in all of X-Men.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%.
He's the biggest villain.
I could definitely see that 100%. And just the way that storyline started with his Legion, his son coming back and trying to take out Magneto, but ended up taking out Professor X instead.
Yep.
Then we got the Age of Apocalypse. It was so great. So I really enjoyed those comic book runs. So yeah, guys, like Bryan said, man, make sure you check out your comic book stores, man.
So Alan Richardson would be an excellent Captain Atom. Yeah, but it's not good enough storyline. It's not strong enough storyline. That's my issue. They aren't doing the digital, this on digital, so the only way to read it is physical copy. The Deadpool Batman, so you have to go out there, guys. You have to go find it. They're gonna have a second. They already said they're doing second printing because it's sold out in minutes. I was at my comic book store. They opened up the store. People were running and grabbing all of them. They grabbed all of them. Luckily, my comic book guy puts mine to the side. So definitely agreeing with you. Yeah. So I want to get my hands on these comic books. Dude, you know what I should do? I'm going to grab an extra comic book and maybe I'll do a giveaway. Every time we have a big run starting out, I'll have mine and I'll give away an extra comic book for somebody just to get you guys started reading again.
Nice. Absolutely. And we will do that on the rewinds, just so you guys
100%. We will do that right here during this segment, the comic book segment. We will do a giveaway right there for the comic book.
I like it.
So the comic book store near my house shut down. That sucks. Exactly. If you don't go, that's what happens. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
The Barnes & Noble on my list of places to go today. Yeah. Tank does his rounds and trying to grab all type of books and stuff all the time. I've read 27 books this year.
That's crazy. But that's good though, right?
12 of them were just He Who Fights with Monsters. He Who Fights with Monsters is amazing. RPT, like if you love, like video game type of stuff, the whole reading is video game type. It's amazing. Sherloon, you did a great job with that. I can't wait till part 13 comes out. So what's the comic books or a book that you guys have read that you would like to become live action? Icon.
Ooh.
I want Icon. And I want Jonathan Majors to be him.
Yes. Let's get Jonathan Majors back in there. I want to see a Miles Morales, a live action Miles Morales. I think we definitely need to see. I think right now he's more popular than Peter Parker.
Yes.
And I think 100% he's the Spider-Man I want to see going forward. I love his power set, right? It's not just, webbing or whatever, but he has that electricity. It goes invisible. I love his power set, and I think we could do a lot with him in the MCU. So I hope that even if Sony wants to keep Peter Parker in the MCU and give us their own Miles Morales stories, I'm okay with that too, but I would prefer him in the MCU.
I think we're going to get him at the end of Secret Wars. What they said about Secret Wars, when we get to the last topic, you're going to see him.
Absolutely.
So November 11, 2025 is the second printing release date. So you have to go out November 11. And also, the reason that they released that one then is because you're going to get the DC run of Deadpool Batman. So this one's Marvel. The next one's going to be DC.
Nice.
That's also coming out in November.
Nice.
So I would definitely try to pick up a few comics. I'm telling you. And I will, as I said, the next big run, I will grab one and we'll give it away here live on the Rewind.
Yes,
tell your friends, let them know. We'll do it. So I actually have a comic book store, comic book on pre-order that looks forward to reading. It's coming out next year. And graphic novels. Graphic novels are comic books too. So I mean, that's part of what we're doing. We're getting all these shows. We talk about The Boys. That's a comic book, right? Talk about, Gen V is a spinoff of The Boys. We have Invincible, which is amazing. So all these things are coming back from comic books. That's why we have this great content, because we have people that are creators that are giving us great storylines.
Absolutely.
So. All right. that's enough of my nerding out. We're gonna go and move on to the next topic. So, Anzo, I'll let you take over, and then I will go through our transition. So here we go. If I can do it, I don't know. Who knows if I can actually go through it.
All right, guys. So, as we do every week, we talk about the box office numbers. And I think it's about time we talk about some of the box office numbers for this week. Got a few drops that came out. Number one right now is Demon Slayer, right? Demon Slayer to date has made $87 million. For an anime, that is great. And it's only been out for 7 days. What are your thoughts on Demon Slayer being number one, Bryon?
So I actually checked it out yesterday.
Did you?
It is beautiful.
Really?
It is amazing. I had to go back and watch the previous season and understand what the hell is going on. The previous isn't the season movie, and to figure out what the hell was going on. Dude, they got some great storylines. Anime has some of the best storylines that you're ever going to find, and that's why you're going to start finding that these movies are going to make hella money. I mean, the number one movie of the year, Nzo, anime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Almost $2 billion. That's how much money it's making. Don't be surprised if Demon Slayer wins this next week, even with him coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Anime is there, man. I'm saying people are going to want to watch it.
I agree. And from what I'm hearing about him, I don't think it's gonna do anything to stop Demon Slayer from making even more money.
I think him's gonna make some money, but it's not gonna make as much as we thought it was gonna be.
Oh, I agree, 100%. Coming in at number 2 is The Conjuring: The Last Rite. It ended up making $138 million. I haven't seen it yet.
Just to date, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money for them. It's a lot of money
for a horror movie. 100%. While I do this, maybe you can look up and see which Conjuring made the most money.
I can definitely do that, but I'll tell you this. So this past weekend, Demon Slayer made 70.6, Conjuring made 25.6. Third was Downton Abbey, the grand finale, made 18.1 million, and The Long Walk made 11.7.
Yeah, which is the number 4th was The Long Walk. I haven't seen that yet, but you said it was good.
Fire.
That's definitely a movie I'm going to check out 100%. Number 5, Sight and Sound presents Noah Live. I guess that's a concert or something. I have no idea. Number 6 is Weapons. So Weapons is still on that list. I know a lot of you guys have seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Ups and downs for that movie, but I heard it's pretty good. 148 million till date. Now remember, this is from September 18th. So the real weekend stuff, you'd have to bring that up separately.
I actually have that too. So
okay, cool. Toy Story re-released. I didn't even know that, but
yes,
it made 4 million.
It did. So this past weekend, we said Demon Slayer. I gotta show you this tab. Sorry. Yeah, Demon Slayer was at 70.6. As I said, The Conjuring was at 25.6. Downton Abbey was at 18.1. The Long Walk was at 11.7. And Toy Story re-release still made $3.4 million, guys. Wow. Still made $3.4 million. It's crazy.
Especially when you could do some re-releases and make some extra money on these movies. That's crazy.
Well, you want to know why they keep on doing them, right?
Yeah. Because they keep making money. 100%. Number 8 is Hamilton.
Thank you, Tank, for giving up 5 new memberships, guys. Ooh. Appreciate you guys. Collector got one, Spectrum got one. Let's see, Skleet got one, Carla Olsen got one, and Jared Dyer. You guys are awesome.
That's absolutely great to have you guys as the members. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy the content because that's what we're doing over here. Number 9 is Freaky or Friday. I don't care.
Yeah. Does anyone care?
Not really. But it's made $91 million, and I'm pretty sure the budget for that, well, it says, yeah, for $91 million. So I'm pretty sure the budget for that is pretty low. So
Yeah,
it's
I
on
mean,
its way to make a profit, if not,
oh, definitely, it definitely did.
if it hasn't already. So interesting. And rounding out the top 10 is Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues.
You know what all this tells me?
Mm-hmm.
This tells me all those monster movies that got released all the same damn time. So Freakier Friday was $40 million, but by the way, the budget. But
Yeah.
all these monster movies that got released at the same damn time should have been released now.
Agreed.
Because we got crap in movie theaters right now.
Agreed. Agreed.
You know, and can you imagine if they released Fantastic Four right now?
Agreed.
What if you released Superman right now?
Agreed.
All of a sudden we're talking about they didn't make $900 million in 30 days.
Instead of bunching these three movies, Jurassic Park, Superman, and Fantastic Four, all in the same month, you could have spread that out. Look, nothing has been out. We've done this for 3 weeks, and there's really nothing other than The Conjuring. But The Conjuring, again, is one of those movies where it's a horror movie. It kind of has its own audience, its own following, so it would not have affected what Superman or Fantastic Four would have done. Yeah, one of those movies would have probably made 800 to 900 million if they had come out now, where there's nothing to challenge it.
100%.
You know?
So I was going through the Conjuring movies. So the first Conjuring movie made worldwide $320 million. Conjuring Last Rites is already at $362 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Conjuring 2 made $322 million worldwide. The Conjuring, the terrible one, The Devil Made Me Do It, only made $206 million worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but it still made $206 million.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they make money.
Why can you? How can you argue with that? If they're gonna make $200 million, then I'm gonna keep on making Conjuring movies too.
Oh, 100%. There's gonna be another one.
Guys, that's the last Conjuring. Oh wait, you made how much?
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not.
put on a white sheet and pretend like you're a ghost.
Yeah. No, it's not. Because what happens is you can do these type of movies with a low budget that make a profit, and it ends up adding to your yearly earnings, right? So yeah, let's just put out these low budget movies that and make a profit on them. So it kind of covers those movies that flop. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of these movies. You're gonna.
I agree. Look at what you guys are saying about all this stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tank said, I got my 30th Toy Story cup from AMC. Of course you got it. I actually got it too.
Just so you guys know too, right? And while he goes through the comments, and this is for Bryon, they're making a Stranger Things popcorn bucket. Just so you know.
I know. Mm-hmm.
You
and
see?
It's being released in October. I know. It will be on the shelf. Collector said the long walk was really good. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but yeah, I did. I don't think they did a good job marketing it. No one knew what the hell it was, and it was fire. It really was. And remember the guy I talked about that I said he could be T'Challa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's the main story.
Oh,
he's
really?
The main guy.
Oh,
in the movie. Yeah,
okay.
So David was there. So I'm saying that's why I was talking about it. You know, and you should check out the long walk and see how good job he does. He's amazing in it.
Yep. Next watch is going to be that for sure.
Cool. Did you guys hear that Taylor Swift has another concert movie coming out in October? Of course, she's gonna make $1 billion every single time. It's a bill.
Every time. Mm-hmm.
So I never cared about Freakier Friday movies. Yeah, but you know what? It cost $40 million to make, and they made $100 million. They'll continue to make those movies.
Absolutely, 100%.
So I definitely enjoying the live stream today. I'm actually not reading my book right now. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Collector.
But wait, what do you mean today? You didn't enjoy it last week or the week before that? You only mean today? No, I'm just playing with you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
We have two other topics that are fire. So we're gonna be getting on those two soon.
Oh yeah, make sure.
Why release horror movies before Halloween season? It kind of makes no sense. I think because you get replay value of it. And we see nothing came out this last month. So might as well throw The Conjuring out there, now.
Absolutely. I agree.
So The Last Rites was super fun, not scary. Yeah, but you know me. I don't mess with demons. Mm-mm. If I believe in God, I believe in the devil. I'm good. What's up, Mike? So what's up? Roll comments. Nanette, how
Yes.
you doing? So how can I get a Stranger Things popcorn bucket? You can order online right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can order online right now. I'll see if I can find the link. I'll put it in here.
See, this guy already knows about his popcorn buckets, eh?
I got more that you guys don't even see. I have a whole shelf of just a regular popcorn buckets just over here. Like you don't even see. What is with brothers in Canada starting streams at the dawn? Didn't you learn anything from Chill? Us Puerto Ricans don't ever begin our day until at least 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern, at least.
Well, you see, Mike, here's the thing. We thought about, what day we're going to do it, what time, and it's like Saturday, 10 o'clock, Saturday morning cartoons,
Exactly. You can watch us, get your bowl of cereal. We can talk about it. You can
Yes.
type things. This is what we're trying to do, bringing that back.
Facts.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the one battle after another. That's my last movie to see this month. The critics are giving it really good reviews. It's a front runner now. I'm surprised. Is it just Leo just being there? But Tiana Taylor's in it. At the parts of it, it seems to be interesting. I wonder why is this coming out now, and it's interesting in this time, in this climate, us having this right now. So
yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing it, though, Collector. That too. Yeah.
So it's been to be nominated for Best Picture. Yeah, I heard that. And then as soon as I come in, I hit with the ad.
Sorry, Mike.
Oh man.
But guys, let us know what you think about the box office numbers. Have you seen any of those movies on the list? Do you plan to see any of those movies on the list? Let us know what you think. But we are going to get into the next topic right now. Let's do it.
Cool. All right, guys. I'm going to kind of set this one up because it appears that Marvel Studios will be adapting House of M in Avengers Doomsday. This is something I thought they might end up doing because Wanda Maximoff with Dr. Doom kind of makes sense. Why do you think I say that? Because they're married in a couple of these comic books. So, the Latveria, having all that stuff makes a lot of sense. But I'm going to read through this real quick. Earlier this week, we learned the Avengers Doomsday will likely adapt the elements of the House of M with a mutant royal family ruled by Magneto. Now we're taking a closer look into what that means. After a multiverse saga, it's been full ups and downs. Marvel Studios looks to be pulling out all the stops for Avengers Doomsday. The Russo brothers have enlisted the helm that the Avengers Secret Wars, and we know what we're getting, at least a loose take on Avengers versus X-Men when Earth 616 Mighty's heroes clash with Earth's was it 10005 mutants next December. That may not be the iconic Avengers X-Men storyline from the comic books, but that's partially adapted from Avengers Doomsday. Yesterday we brought you the rumor that from the Cosmic Circus that shed some light on the plans for Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch in the movie. It says, I heard we're getting Wanda variant from the X-Men universe that we'll see in the Avengers Doomsday, which is a universe where Magneto is finally ruling Genosha as he's always pictured it. Alex Perez wrote, and we always we'd have a royal family type of situation with Eric, Pietro, Wanda, and Polaris. This is an idea that they have pushed since the Multiverse of Madness and the Deadpool Wolverine, but it never feels like the right fit because it always feels like it's taken away from the overall plot, he continues. However, the main point they would like to explore with Wanda is the father-daughter relationship with Eric. We're finally getting Wanda and Magneto, father-daughter. What are your thoughts?
So I will say this because I think I know Marvel would have loved to have been able to use that connection when they started their universe, right? When they brought in Wanda Maximoff. But since they couldn't use mutants, they had to call them something else. Mm-hmm. And then we don't get that origin story, right? And I think with some of the stuff that we're going to get into when we get into the next topic, I think it kind of makes sense. And I'm okay with it. I think it's one of the storylines that a lot of people have been asking for. To get a rich, good adaptation of House of M. And I think that the best way to do it is now. Like when you have the mutants coming in, if they do it in Doomsday, it makes sense. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
So there's so many things. The reason why you can do that and it won't take away from what's actually happening is because you can have, once again, House of M, you have all mutants being in there. You could bring the mutants in within that entire universe. You could pretend like it always existed without taking away from the storyline. It all makes sense. And once again, I told you the Doomsday what you've had with Dr. Doom and Wanda, that works too. But you have basically a whole royal family of mutants. So it's able to bring it in without messing anything else up. So I actually enjoy the storyline. I enjoy what they're doing. I think it's smart.
I think it is smart too. You could bring in X-Men. You can show how powerful Wanda really is, right? And it's a great introduction to that universe. Now, we already know that by the time Secret Wars is done, a lot of things are going to change. So you could do certain things now that after Secret Wars, like, hey, you guys, we still got it. And again, it's a part of canon. It's just going to be a different part of canon. So it's good that they're doing that. I like it.
I see what you did there. I see what you did, what you just said. I see what you did.
Saw that,
We'll get to that a little later. Let's look at your comments real quick, guys. So, see, Mike says, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I'd love for you to give me the link. I just sent you the link too. So I put it in there. The House of M makes a billion percent. It says a 10,000%, but makes more sense to use right now. Yeah. I think he's saying that he likes that more than trying to use what we were talking about with Civil War, with Captain America still being, but I think that's still going to be there. I don't think they're taking multiple things and adding them all up. I think that's what they're really doing. It's not just, they're not going to just do this House of M. They're not just going to do, Cap or him being looking like Tony Stark. They're not just going to do him making the world Secret Wars. This is going to be all encompassing. They're going to take a lot of different storylines and try to weave them in because we don't have stakes yet. I think that's something that Nzo was talking about before. With the movies that what we had with all the original Avengers to get to Endgame, Infinity War, and Endgame, we had stakes with all these villains. We don't have it, so they're going to take all the storylines that we have and we know and try to make them work together at the same time.
I agree. And I think that's the best way to go about it, to be honest with you, because we already know a lot of the things in the last phase just didn't work, right? There was really no connection to anything. So the first couple of phases, you can go and watch each movie separately. They're all separate, but in the long run, you know where you're going with it. You know there's infinity stones in it. You know there's some kind of connection to each movie, even though every movie is separate. I don't think they did a good job of that in the last phase. I really don't, where it's like everything felt so discombobulated. So if there's a way that we can tie everything together and then start anew before, after we tie everything together and start anew, I'm down for it. Let's do that. Now, here's my question for you. Right? Let's say they do start, or when they do start anew, because we know that. You think there's a possibility that they could give us an Infinity War, an Infinity Gauntlet like we were supposed to see?
I think they'll have to redo it. I don't think Thanos will be powerful enough to give us what we really, to even do that storyline. I don't think they want to touch that storyline for years to come. So if you can go ahead and do the soft reboot, go through the whole thing again, maybe in 15 years you can do that and then make money off of it. But if you do it too soon, you're going to have backlashes. People say, I still love my original movie, so why are you doing this?
Agree. And I think that since you're bringing in X-Men, Fantastic Four, there's a lot of other stories that you can bring in first before you decide to even reboot.
Well, give me a real Civil War. Give me all the characters that are really in Civil War.
That's another thing I was going to ask you too. Do you think we could get an actual Civil War like it was supposed to be in the comics? Because I think one thing Marvel kind of understands, and I hope they do after 97, is that if you stay true to the comic books, you get better receptions. You don't 100%. Have to be exactly comic books, but you stay true to it, you get better receptions.
It's a storyline that already works. You're not trying to once again, reinventing the wheel is not smart. The
Agreed.
wheel is the wheel. You know,
Yeah.
we might have look, the wheel was in prehistoric time was created, right? We don't have cars that are now using octagons. We don't have cars that the
Facts.
wheel works. So let's just stick with that. We have a storyline
Facts.
that makes sense. Doesn't mean you have to go from beat, but you know a storyline works. Mesh kind of put these things together and create a greater story.
Agreed. Agreed. Because even though these stories in the comic books are great, they all can be improved on, right?
Yep,
You can
exactly.
improve on these storylines as long as you just stick to the main focus of what we know, what we love, then it'll be better received. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing that Marvel needs to understand. Stop getting these people to do your movies that know nothing about comic books. Stop that. That
100%.
that's a stupid choice to make. It has always been a stupid choice because yes, you'll get some gems. You'll get
But
an
you're going to
Infinity War.
alienate us comic book
Yes,
people. You're going to alienate, and we're going to tell you how bad the storyline was, and you're going to get us all raging against you.
agreed.
We're
Agreed.
nerds. We know how to use the computer.
100%. 100%.
Fernando says we're getting the real Wanda. Yes, I think exactly the storyline we really want as a mutant, you know, with Magneto, the things that we've always wanted to actually see.
Mm-hmm.
So I want a live action, no more mutants in the future. You're going to get a X-Men, Avengers, Eternals run eventually.
Agreed.
And the Eternals are going to see all the X-Men as deviants, and they're going to want to eliminate them. I think you're going to get that soon. But I do want Apocalypse. I want them to stay away from the Phoenix saga for a while.
Yeah.
I think we've done it too many times, but do those type of things first.
Agreed. Agreed. Stay away. And I think when it comes to the Phoenix saga, especially in this new universe, you got to let it breathe, right? You got to
Exactly.
let
Dark Phoenix is fire, but
yeah,
let's let it percolate a little bit.
yeah. You got to give us Jean Grey that we care about. You know what I mean? Someone's like, oh yeah, man, I can't wait to see her turn into the Phoenix, right? So you just gotta 5 years, 10 years, then you can start. And
Let her
I think
faint every battle. You know, that's what she does.
yeah. And you progress it throughout the whole movies, like a phase. You progress it. You don't just all of a sudden, hey, look, she's Dark Phoenix. No, you do the progressions throughout the movies. So I think that would be good.
Okay, so which Quicksilver do they bring in from House of M, Age of Ultron, or Days of Future Past? House of M.
Yeah, they're on Quicksilver. Yeah, they're real Quicksilver. That crap we got in both of those movies. Now, X-Men Quicksilver was good.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna front. He was good, but it still wasn't Quicksilver to me. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like Quicksilver to me. Jokey, kind of nerdy type of whatever geek kind. That's not Quicksilver. So give us a real Quicksilver.
I like that. As someone who loathes Brian Michael Bendis with every fiber of my being, I hope they pivot and adapt another storyline. Bendis, the problem is Bendis is a main story writer for Marvel, and that's kind of the issue with that. They're leaning on them because they don't have enough. They don't have enough other writers, you know. So
and what's that mean, Mike? You don't like the House of M storyline?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
Interesting.
You know, I want Ta-Nehisi Coates run. I like him. You know, like because once again, it's the T'Challa based. That's just me. You know, so but I think there's other writers that they could depend on, and I just don't think that they are doing a good job really branching out. I think that they have other ones that they should be interviewing, trying to work with. I mean, Civil War 2 is one of the best runs too for me. And they just keep on going with the same story rights because you know what? They're doing what's comfortable. And sometimes when in this kind of genre, you can't go with what's comfortable.
Agreed.
Do you guys think we might get a little taste of X-Men versus Avengers for Doomsday or Secret Wars? 100%.
Yeah.
We're getting X-Men versus Avengers because there's 4 different groups that we're going to get that, but not for long.
Yeah. You're going to see maybe a fight between an X-Men and an Avenger, you know what I mean? Wolverine fighting somebody or something like that, but you're not going to get what we actually want to see like a real war between X-Men and Avengers, but we could be leading down that road.
100%. Tank says, all this being said, I think the next two Avengers movies will play it super safe, maybe one or two semi-big wow moments. I think they're going to go for a lot of wow moments. I don't know if it's going to be a wow storyline, if that makes any sense. You know, they're going to go for big, huge things when everyone's like, oh, I saw that. Did you see this? Instead of going with these steady storylines. They're like, you really understand what Priest was talking about when, you know, are we going to get someone who likes Reggie Hudlin? I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think we're going to see, you know what I mean, T'Challa. Yeah, like I don't know if we're going to see him with Storm immediately. I think that's something they might visit, but they're not going to do that to a reboot. They're going to stay very safe. They want to make money. They don't want to alienate anyone.
Agreed.
Mike says, MCU Petro is greater than Fox Petro. He says that makes sense, but I think they will definitely do something like that. Yeah, they don't want to change the storyline. They're just going to do this big wild moment. Look how it looks. It looks so awesome. Yeah. Look at all these characters that we made in mesh. That's what they're going to be doing. But you know, this is what we think, guys. I want to hear what you guys think. If you're watching this later, let us know in the comments. We always check all those out. Tell me what you think. If you want us to, they want them to change it. Do you like the House of M storyline? Do you think they're going to have X-Men versus Avengers? Do you think we're going to get a good soft reboot? What things are you going to think you're going to get with Doomsday? Till then, let's talk more about Doomsday. I think that's the next topic we should have.
Yes, it is, guys.
All right. So here's our main one. Avengers Doomsday rumored to erase everything after Endgame. What? Are we crazy? No, we're not. Let's read this together, guys. All right. A big rumor hits the net suggesting that Marvel may be preparing to rewrite its own history with Avengers Doomsday and erase everything post Endgame, which has been a big failure from Kevin Feige. If true, this will include MCU shows, Disney Plus, such as She-Hulk, Hawkeye, Secret Invasion, Ms. Marvel, all confirmed to be big bust, as majority of the Marvel fans haven't been interested. Of course, that will also include erasing Feige's 2025 flops, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Captain America: Brave New World. To add to that would be flicks like The Marvels, MCU's lowest grossing movie of all time, starring Brie Larson, Imani, whatever, and Quantumania, another big bust. Feige's post-Endgame approach has been about sending the message instead of telling quality stories, whatever. I don't need to hear your political point on it. Here's what it says. According to multiple sources, and sources not ours, the plan for Doomsday is the movie will pick up after Endgame, making all movies and shows after Endgame non-canon. All right. It will pick up the real Captain America and his desire to live a life with Peggy, writing a completely new future, which we are still working to get more details on this, so more is coming. Okay, if this is true, this will effectively erase the past several years of Marvel films and Disney Plus shows, resetting the timeline to a point where Steve Rogers stayed in the past with Peggy Carter. So what this is basically is not. So everything we saw, and that's why I don't necessarily agree with this article. Everything we saw in these movies previously still happened. Okay, but they're saying there's a branch that's going to take over and become more of a main timeline, and that's what this movie is going to go off start with. So that's what Doomsday is going to focus on. So not that everything's non-canon, it's just no longer in that. It's not in that sequence of events. So we might even see a lot of these storylines still happen, not in this sequence of events anymore. So what we saw for Ms. Marvel might still be there, but just might not happen in that same way. Might not say in the same sequence. So what happened for in Brave New World or all the Spider-Man movies happened, but it's just not happening in the same way. It's going to be a chance for them to rewrite the entire universe and pretend like something didn't happen.
Which means
we can get back my T'Challa. Let's go. We've been saying this for years. This is all Marvel realizing they made the wrong mistake. They made a bad mistake. They're going to bring back my T'Challa. I need that in my life. Thank you. Finally, you guys are wrong. It took you 20 years to figure it out. 10. It took you 10 years to figure this out, but you guys are wrong. That's what it is. And you're bringing back my T'Challa, and that's all I really need. But the question is, does this make sense?
Well, I know we watched the video last night, Emergency Awesome, because we were talking about what we're going to talk about today, and it was like, oh, let me watch this video. I was kind of confused with it. I can't lie. I was like, okay, so wait, what does that mean? How's it going to play out? I think if they do this, they have to make sure that they do it in a way that the noobs understand this is what they're doing, right? Because we've had so many movies where they said, okay, we're gonna, I think Terminator did it. Like a lot of these movies have done where it's like, okay, so we're gonna do this movie, but this movie is directly after this movie, so everything we've seen before is not canon. But what they're saying in this is that everything that we've seen is still canon, right? So it's either a different timeline that we've been watching the whole time, and this is the original timeline, or I don't know how they plan to do it, but whatever they do, they have to do it in a way that it makes sense.
This is what I think was really going on. I believe this is going to be a different branch. So we're going to go follow Captain America as he goes to the Return of the Infinity Stones. He's going to go back to a timeline when he's with Peggy. Him spending time and spending his life with Peggy Carter is going to create the incursion, kind of we talked like last week, that kills Dr. Doom's family. Now, Doom is hunting to kill Steve Rogers, so we are getting that Civil War type of thing, right? So we're still getting that, but it's all going to be this timeline is going to become the main timeline, which means though as all the other timelines branch off and it can be chopped off the main one, this is the one that's going to stay, and this is the one that's going to affect all the other things, and all the incursions are going to start coming up, breaking off. So it's not that what we saw in phase 5 and 6 didn't happen, or phase 5 didn't happen. It's just that incursion branched the main timeline off of it. And that's why I think the way it's going to work. And that's why we're going to follow Dr. Doom trying to find Captain America.
Right, because at the end of the day, right, what we heard is that Dr. Doom wants to get Captain America because of an incursion that killed his family. So you're still going to have that incursion that happened. I think what they're doing is basically saying, well, this is what happened when Steve Rogers went and did what he did by putting the time stones back, by putting the Infinity Stones back, and whatever he did, him staying with Peggy caused an incursion, and that incursion is what has Dr. Doom so livid, right? Dr. Doom wanting to do what he's going to do. Again, like I said,
the problem is still it's going to create Civil War again. That's the issue. You're literally rehashing Civil War, so that's what makes me worry that this actually is what's going on. Because if it is, Marvel is playing it safe. They're just trying to say, I want to use the same storyline again. You know, we basically want Tony, versus Steve. This is all we're doing again. And now we're going to put all the people that we killed back in, all the things that we lost are all back. And we're going to mess it all up. This could be totally true. This could be 100% true. And of course I'm gonna be happy because I think they're gonna bring it to T'Challa, because I think they have to do that because of the Civil War 2 timeline. I think you need to have T'Challa in it. I agree with what you've been saying, that this is getting really convoluted.
Absolutely. And
how did they explain it right? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And I'm just saying it could either be a masterpiece or a huge mistake, right? I'm more like, okay, so if you give us Secret Wars and say whatever happened after the events of Secret Wars kind of meshed all the universes together, and it makes it like they've always been together, like people don't realize that this universe was never like a 616 with no X-Men, right? It's just like, oh, okay, now the X-Men are in this universe, you got a new Tony Stark, so I was okay with that. But now
Mhm.
with them saying that they're going to go back and they're going to do this, and it's like everything that we see never happened. So what do? Do they prune that timeline?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like they have to do it
The
in a
main
way to
timeline
where
that we've already said that we've already established is the main timeline.
yes, 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 yes. We're gonna have to find out how we got stuck watching a timeline that wasn't the main timeline, right? And then two, what happens to that timeline if we're gonna be started to focus on a new one? It's weird.
You know what this reminds me of? You remember that episode of Family Guy where they did the Star Wars one?
Mm-hmm.
And then we went through this whole thing. Or how about this? When Stewie kills Lois, we go through
Mm-hmm.
and Stewie kills Lois, and we go through all these episodes and see the whole story, and we're like, this is crazy. This is nuts. And then at the end of the story, they say, oh, it was just all simulation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This
Or he
feels
goes back
very
in time.
it feels like 5 years of simulation, and say, oh, that was all something else. And this is what really happened. Just playing. We didn't all that stuff we thought we messing up. No, that was just a plan. Now we're going back to
Mm-hmm.
this. I
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be very stupid, to do, and it might turn off people. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some people love it. Maybe people hate it.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll love what they do after, right? After Secret Wars, I think once they reboot it, do the soft reboot, we get all of these X-Men in the universe and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. I think we'll love it. I just think getting there could be the problem. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? It feels to me like they don't know how they actually want to get there. And it's like, okay, so we're gonna do this and then do this. But if
Why
we're gonna
wouldn't they
do a
just
soft reboot,
do what they need to do from the beginning?
yeah, exactly. If they're gonna
Just
just do a soft reboot, just do a soft reboot.
do Battle World, put all the
Yes.
characters in there, and don't say that the past didn't happen. Just say this is the future. Don't
Yeah,
worry about
exactly.
changing the past. Go
Yeah,
look forward. I think
yeah,
that's a mistake. It's a miss.
I agree 100%. I think if they just continue on the same route, and I think we said that even with the Kang stuff, right?
Yep.
You guys are making all these changes now because the Kang stuff didn't work when you could have just played it out.
Yep.
Just played out the Kang stuff. You had to recast him, fine, recast him, right? Jonathan Majors, you don't want him there anymore. You want to recast Kang, boom, recast Kang. But you should have gave us that storyline that we had. But you panicked, you went and you changed it up. You have the Doctor Doom stuff, and now because you changed that stuff, you got to change things going forward. So it's like a ripple effect, right? You change
Mm-hmm.
something, then this has to change, and this has to change, and this has to change. And I think when you make too many changes, you kind of mess things up. So we'll see
And
how
why
they
would anyone
handle this.
believe in your storylines anymore?
Exactly. Exactly. 100%. You know, if you
And
can just go back and say this happens and change this around, it's like, okay, so no
then
stakes.
there's no consequences. So
Yeah.
let's look what you guys are saying real quick. Says Mike says, did I hear Brian compliment Civil War II Booker T? Tell me he didn't just say that.
You heard right, Mike.
There's parts of it I enjoy. There are parts of it. So I really like to see Jean Grey Phoenix brought to life in a way I imagine she would have been in Jean Grey. It's my favorite character in the whole Marvel universe when I'm talking about the comic books. I never seen her brought the way and back to life in a way. I'm like I like this version, whether it's cartoon or live action movie. People will ask me all the time, "Who's your favorite X-Men?" And that's who I say. And tell me everyone in timeline, Wolverine, Rogue, if Cyclops, whatever characters from the movies, TV shows. Wolverine by far is my biggest character, whether in the comic book or a cartoon, okay, or a live action movie. Just feels like that character. I just like that character. Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
So that sounds like you
Wolverine.
heard you were. Oh, he said that sound like you heard were the usual suspects and all the YouTube grifters getting simultaneous erections. I understand what you're saying. Frankly, this sounds like fan fiction. I worry. I hear what you're saying, Mike, but how much of this stuff? If they told you this is their plan for Phase 5, would you have said, nah,
Mhm.
they're not gonna do this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Since Endgame, this has been bonkers.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
This is all a what if, and it ends with Tony coming out of a simulator that was shown in Civil War.
Yeah.
Just start changing everything up. Man, that would be so stupid. I do believe no matter what happens, at the end of Secret War, we're going to get a new Tony Stark,
Yes,
a new
for sure.
Captain America. I think we're going to get Miles Morales. I think T'Challa will be there. I think Storm will be there. They'll be able to choose the characters that in the way they want to go forward.
Agreed.
But they have to do it in the best way is the simplest way is the best way.
Agreed.
Don't try to go and change the past. Just go forward.
Agreed. It
sounds very convoluted and makes me worry about Marvel. Yeah, it does. I agree.
Now, when they do it, Collector, they have to do it in a simplified way, right? Because if you go watch the Emergency Awesome video, I was like, and I told Bryon last night, I'm like, this sounds confusing to me. Yeah, like, wait, what are we doing? What? Okay, so you're gonna go back and you're gonna change this, but you're not erasing what happened, and it was like, and he was trying to break it down how it made sense. Yeah, and he was trying to break down how it made sense, and I was still like, sorry.
Yeah. What up, Derpy? Glad you jumped in, man. So let's get Tom Cruise to be Tony Stark because he was originally supposed to be the Tony Stark. Then Robert Downey Jr. came in, interviewed for the role. Actually, Terrence Howard brought Robert Downey Jr. in.
Yeah, he did. And you know what's funny? I hope we just get like a little cameo of Tom Cruise as Tony in one of these movies. You know, Virgin.
Terrence Howard as one of the roadies, man.
Yes, 100%. Bring Terrence Howard back as a roadie in another universe. Yes,
I should make a T-shirt. Bring Terrence Howard back. Let's go.
Facts.
Mike says, I don't disagree, but they're going to get rid of all the female, POC characters. Yeah, they introduced. Yeah, that lines up with the current administration. I'm telling you, it does.
Yeah, I agree.
They want to get rid of that. They want to get, and what we started off talking about, right? Talked about what happened with the Jimmy Kimmel thing. The first thing I talked about today. It all lines up, and it's worrisome. It really is worrisome.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right, man, guys. So if you're watching this a little later, tell us what you think. Get in the comments. Tell me if you think this is what they're going to do. Do you think they're going to go to a different storyline, or are we just grasping at straws? I mean, the last article said House of M, right? Now we're talking about getting rid of all this stuff. So is this all happening, or you do know Doomsday has been? They're done with filming. It's done filming. So we're in post-production at this point. Someone knows something. Do you think this is what's actually happening? Guys, let us know. Comment, let us know, like and subscribe on this video, and we'll talk about this later. Jump in our live shows that are going to be at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Saturday mornings for the rewind, and come and join us. And for now, we're going to go to our next topic.
Yes, we are.
We ain't got next topic, guys. That was just in it.
I was about to say, wait a minute, we had another topic?
We ain't got no more next topic. We got to into that part. So when we cut this up, it's a lot easier.
yeah, I got you. I'm like,
we the last few comments, and then we're going to get out of here, guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
So make Howard a Tony, and in the background, his crazy ass light theory stuff. Yeah, exactly. Dude, this is so stupid, man. That would be hilarious. I think they should do different storyline because it's way too confusing. I think that's what everyone is going to say. This is stupid. It's too confusing. Why are we doing this?
Agreed. Like I said, if they do it, they need to do it in a way where nobody's confused. It's like, oh, okay, it makes sense at least. You know what I mean? Because right now, just to hear it, talking about it, I'm like, it's a little confusing for me.
Why are you doing this? Oh, man, that's hilarious. Guys, I mean, this has been a fun show. I've enjoyed doing this with you guys. I enjoy doing this for Nzo, obviously. But yeah, man, tell your friends. Guys, share the video. Tell people to come in. We want you guys to be all part of all this that's going on. But really appreciate everyone being in here in the chat. You guys are a vital part of the show. Nzo, thank you for doing this and letting me host this one, because next week he'll be back on Biggaford Entertainment, and he got the hot host, and I can just talk about stuff. That's much easier.
You know, I sit at nighttime after we talk about, and I have to do the thumbnails, and I'm like, boy, you know what I mean? These thumbnails are kind of hard to do sometimes.
It is. Oh man.
But I appreciate you being my co-host on this one, man. I was like, you know, if we do something like this, there was no other better person that I could have done it with. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you.
So look at your last couple things, and then we're gonna get out of here, guys. He says, "Have a good day. I'm gonna finish up the 7th book of Jack Reachers. Got 2 chapters left. Knock it out, man. I'll definitely share this video in my group chat. I have on Instagram. Appreciate you, collector. So I'm sorry I'm not making sense. I was heard. No, you're fine. I understand exactly what you're saying in that. Don't worry about that.
Absolutely.
Don't ever worry about that.
Yeah.
You're in a safe space here.
100.
You're not an idiot. No, we know that. The Doomsday is done. I find that hard to believe. They're done filming. Now it's just all the CGI and all the other shit they're putting in.
Yeah. They're done film. Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys. Appreciate everyone in here. Appreciate all you guys coming by. Appreciate Nzo. And we will see you guys next Saturday, 9 Central, 10 Eastern on The Rewind. Peace.